Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you so much for joining and happy Valentine's Day. You know, a funny story is I had to call the water company this morning and I was talking to the operator, and just as I was hanging up, I came about this close to telling her I loved her. That would have been really awkward. But anyway, I would have had to backtrack and say, well, I do love you, but I didn't mean to say that. Oh, thank goodness I caught it in time. Okay, so happy Valentine's Day. Lots of love to all of you. We should all really be all of our significant others, isn't that right? So I wanted to start this off because I thought, what a perfect opportunity to kind of touch on the origins of Valentine's Day, while at the same time raising awareness for those people that might stumble across this video to look into the origins of Valentine's Day, raise a little awareness about ME, because life is like a box of chocolates at times. And myself, I prefer to just buy the little turtles because you're guaranteed the chocolate with the nuts and the caramel on the inside of it. So, but of course, everyone gets the hearts with the chocolates in it. And sometimes life delivers you up some kind of mushy colored pink stuff that doesn't taste all that great. But anyway, so let me get to the history of Valentine's Day. So February 14th, across the United States and in other places around the world, candy, flowers, and gifts are exchanged between loved ones, all in the name of Saint Valentine. But who is this mysterious saint, and where did these traditions come from? Find out about the history of this centuries-old holiday, from ancient Roman rituals to the customs of Victorian England. The legend of Saint Valentine. The history of Valentine's Day and the story of its patron saint is shrouded in mystery. We do know that February has long been celebrated as a month of romance, and that Saint Valentine's Day, as we know it today, contains vestiges of both Christian and ancient Roman tradition. But who was Saint Valentine, and how did he become associated with this ancient rite? The Catholic Church recognizes at least 3 different saints named Valentine or Valentinus, all whom were martyred. One legend contends that Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome, when Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families. He outlawed marriage for young men. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius ordered that he be put to death. Other stories suggest that Valentine may have been taken out for attempting to help Christians escape harsh Roman prisons, where they were often beaten and tortured. According to one legend, an imprisoned Valentine actually sent the first Valentine greeting himself after he fell in love with a young girl, possibly his jailer's daughter, who visited him during his confinement. Before his death, it is alleged that he wrote her a letter signed, "From your Valentine," an expression that is still in use today. Although the truth behind the Valentine legends is murky, the stories all emphasized his appeal as a sympathetic, heroic, and most importantly, romantic figure. By the Middle Ages, perhaps thanks to this reputation, Valentine would become one of the most popular saints in England and France. And I do have this article linked below if you'd like to read the whole thing. It actually gets into some of the pagan traditions that surrounded the holiday. But I wanted to, wrong one. I wanted to actually talk about, for those who may have stumbled across this looking up information about Valentine's Day, most of you have seen the movie Forrest Gump, where he states life is like a box of chocolates. Well, according to most who remember it that way, they would be wrong, because now that has changed to life was like a box of chocolates, which is actually quite odd for some people when they hear about this, but and I try to find one that's loud. This isn't going to be very loud, but the link is below, so you can maybe go to the link and turn it up yourself or listen closely, but here it is.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
And that's it. Life was like a box of chocolates. And I have some behind the scenes footage where he says life is like a box of chocolates, which serves as residue. But the original movie appears to have never said life is like a box of chocolates. And this is called the Mandela Effect, where the way you remember history is no more. So I encourage you all to subscribe to the channel, check out some of the other videos that go a little bit deeper into this phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect, where things are changing all around us. And I want to go to the chat for a moment and do some shout outs. Oh, Angela, glad to see you're back. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Schmeenix, what's up? Charles, Jim, I'm a puddle duck. Miss Lambikins, Kevin T, Robin, Jose, of course, thanks for being here. Go-Kart Bob, what's up? Let's see who I am missing here. I always miss somebody and I feel so bad. Kimberly, I got you. Brenda, welcome. Sadie, welcome. Biker Babe, thanks so much for being here. I'm glad you made it this time. Maureen Moreau, thanks for being here. And looks like there's a few lurkers, but welcome to you too. If you don't want to chat with us, that's totally cool. Sadie, yes. I realized that when I watched it later. I'm like, oh, I pronounced your name wrong. So I got it right now. Yeah, and then I was watching Lone Eagle earlier this morning. It's like, oh, you made the same mistake I did. It's hard when you're put on the spot. You know, you just say it like it comes across the first time, but I have heard that name before. So something that a friend of mine, Diane H, not G, but Diane H sent me that I thought was super strange. Now, I'm not, I'm not saying something strange happened here, but it sure sounds really, really weird. Now, this is a story. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about the skier that came up missing on Whiteface Mountain, but he was found yesterday. A skier missing from Whiteface Mountain has been found in California. That's 2,900 miles away. New York State Police said Konstantinos Danny Philippidis, age 49, of Toronto, was found 2,900 miles away Tuesday in Sacramento. Philippidis was reported missing last Wednesday by friends who said he could not be found as the resort was closing. His belongings were found at the lodge and his car was still in the parking lot. Since then, hundreds of volunteers have spent about 7,000 hours combing the mountain. Crews use canines and helicopters as part of the search. The steep and icy terrain make the search even more challenging. Philippidis made contact with law enforcement officers in Sacramento. He was reported to be in good health. The circumstances of Philippidis' disappearance remain under investigation. Officials have not said why he went missing. Before Tuesday, police said they had no reason to believe Philippidis was not on the mountain. The Department of Homeland Security, New York State Police, New York Department of Conservation, United States Customs and Border Protection, and officials in Toronto assisted with the search. Philippidis is a married father of two and a 28-year veteran of Toronto firefighters. Let's see, he had been skiing with a group of firefighters and retired firefighters. Toronto Professional Firefighters Local 3888. President Frank Ramagano answered reporters' questions Tuesday evening. He said Philippidis was found confused and unable to answer questions to how he got to California. Ramagano said Philippides was receiving medical care after calling his wife and then 911. Philippides was found alone. Ramagano said Philippides did not have a history of mental illness or substance abuse. He said Philippides was found wearing the same ski gear, including the helmet and goggles he was last seen in when he was reported missing. State police did not say if Philippides would face criminal charges because, of course, they spent a ton of money. This article is also linked below. And it's just strange, you guys. This guy, he disappears on the ski trip, and then he's found 6 days later, 2,900 miles away. Of course, his ID, his car, everything was left where he went missing, but how did he get there? You know? And it kind of brought back that story of when we had Alice & Co., when I played the clip of Alice & Co., where she was talking about people entering portals and stuff like that. How in the 2,900 miles, there's no way he walked all that way. And think of all the cities between there. So this guy just disappears, pops up a week later or almost a week later, wearing the same clothes and confused. It's just weird, you guys. I don't know. I'm not saying that I know it was a portal or something, but how did he get there? He couldn't have flown without some kind of ID. His passport and everything were left behind. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty strange. But thank you, Diane, for sending me that, because I was just blown away when I read it. So, let me go to the chat here. Let's see here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Valentine's Day. It's like, Josie said maybe he grew wings. I don't know. I was thinking maybe he was abducted and dropped off in the wrong place, but any way you look at it, it's strange. Yeah, aliens, right? Who knows? You know, he wasn't even really technically in his own country, and he just, you know, he wouldn't leave his 2 kids and wife and just up and leave like that. But at least he returned in time for Valentine's Day, right? So I'd heard a few people call Valentine's Day Sad Day, and I'm like, Sad Day? What's that about? It's Singles Awareness Day. And I thought, oh, well, I haven't had many Valentine's Days where I was single, so I wouldn't know what that's like. But lots of love and light to each and every one of you, even the single ones out there. And if any of you single persons were planning on contributing to the channel in any way, take that instead and go buy yourself a box of chocolates, okay? And enjoy. Love yourself. And I think it's a good, even though, you know, as I was reading, I didn't read the part about the ancient Roman. Of course, many holidays have its pagan roots or whatever, but it's really whatever you make it. You know what I mean? It's your intention. And if you have the intention to spread some love, that's a good thing. So what I was wanting to actually do is, you guys can actually hang out in the channel here, but I was wanting to end this video and start another one. Angela, maybe you can call in and tell us how your trip was. But I will end this video and start up another one, and we will do a live call-in show. Since I've got 28 of you people in here, spreading the love and the light. So until next time, have a good one.